And now YouTube says we're live. Hey guys, how is everybody? As you can tell, I'm going to be by myself tonight. I don't know, I guess I just forgot to invite anybody to join me. But we'll get through it, right? I've got lots to talk about. So, join in, give us a like, say hi in the chat so that I know that you're here. Andrew, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. A lot going on. Joe, you didn't even invite me. I know, that was wrong of me, Joe. I apologize. I should have asked you on. Yusuf, how are you, buddy? It was so good seeing you with that surprise visit on Friday night. And Nor, look at that. Yeah, we're all with you. Yeah, look at that. You're all here today. Well, thanks for joining in, guys. John, Overpower Solo Adventures. Yes, it is tonight. There's Howard. Everybody's chiming in now. There we go. That's what we like to see. James, I love how there's so much room in Solo Stream. Yeah, I really need to get a better setup, I think. But we'll deal with it the way it is, right? And Joe, I still can't believe you're not excited about the Invisible Man losing a point. I thought sure that was going to make you so happy. Hey, Charlie, how you doing? It doesn't make me happy at all either. I think he's just okay at 17. Just right now, there's not a lot of intellect support. We'll see what happens when we get Skybound in, right? No, I legit like it. What? Let me get an arch. Hey, Josh, how are you? Your favorite is Future Overpower. You like Future better than Classic and Modern. I like it, Josh. Way to be thinking ahead. Always staying positive. Josh, what events are we going to see you at this year? Are you coming up to Ohio in June? We're going to talk about that a little bit tonight. Probably a lot more next week. Next week, the plan is to plan out the whole summer. See where everyone's going, where all the events are, what ones you guys really looking forward to. Andrew says, need Skybound and the Few and Cursed to shake things up. 3 months. Yes, Andrew, they're saying 3 months. I'm hoping Felipe pulls off a miracle and gets us the Few and Cursed in July. That would be awesome. Hey, Traveling Goof, how are you? Keith's joining in. Good to see you guys. Goof, I tried to watch your pack openings, but you were having a little bit of trouble yesterday, too, with that first one. I didn't have a chance to try and play the second one yet. You're opening up some fun stuff. Hey, Game Master, how are you? Did Felipe convince LRG to full unlock the Kickstarter? I don't know. He won't tell me. I asked him. He said May 25th is all he would. That's all he replied. Cameron, how are you? Good to see you. It's been a while. Josh says, to be determined. Moving next month. Some health issues, but doing better. Well, that's a good thing that you're doing better. But I'll get somewhere soon. Where are you moving to, Josh? Are you leaving Florida? Ricky, how are you? Felipe said there's an announcement on the 25th of May. Not August. Yes. There we go. You got it corrected. Yeah, it's coming up soon. I don't even know what today's date is. The 11th. So 2 weeks from today. Yesterday. 2 weeks from yesterday. So it'll be on a Sunday. That's kind of strange. You said, yeah, both ones had some issues that I need to work when I get back to a computer tonight. The videos kept glitching out and having 45 seconds of black at the end. That's weird, but you know what? Sometimes YouTube does some strange things. Oh, Josh says, I wish. Just changing apartments. Sorry, Josh. Raven says, let Felipe enjoy his honeymoon. I think that's over. Isn't that over now? It's been a week. How long does he need? Cameron's asking about you, Josh. Are you good? Hey, John, how are you? Thanks for joining us. Look at that. We're up to 20 views already. Gives says, thanks for trying, though. Once I get those ones squared away, there will be 19 videos in a row, plus some Overpower character spotlights on top of that. Awesome. I can't wait to see them. Love to play them. We need more content. We need more content creators. What are you guys waiting on? The Overpower Mountain has been down lately. Somebody needs to jump in and replace Marcel. Andrew, you ready? You ready to make the Spartan training ground take over for Overpower Mountain? Because Marcel has ghosted us. Your character spotlights. Are you going to just do modern characters? Are you going to go back and maybe do a little legacy spotlight? That'd be kind of cool. Game Master says, I'm working with Dave and Merlin to square away some interviews. Oh, you couldn't find anybody good to interview, so you went with Dave and Merlin? Well, all right, if that's all you can get, I guess, right? Andrew, I just saw the post a little while ago that you're going to be playing Dave on a stream. That ought to be fun. I hope it's recorded. Marcel has a show on Wednesday the 20th. A new episode of Spartan will be tomorrow. Awesome. Marcel's taking off another week, and then he'll be back, I guess. All right. Not sure about the live format like the GOAT. Come on, Game Master. Let's go live. It's so much fun. Andrew says, also stay tuned for an updated character tier list with Pierre guest starring on Spartan. Now, that'll be interesting on Sunday. All right. So you're going to move Tars Tarkus up a little? At least, maybe? Probably not, huh? Doubt to record our battle, but we shall see. That would be really cool if they record it. John says, I'm really enjoying Modern, but I miss battle sites. I don't get any time to play Legacy. Yeah, it's so funny. The whole reason for this episode is because of Nor, who's listening. He came back from Houston, and all he wanted to do was build Legacy decks. Just the classic stuff. Because I already got another deck. I know what I'm playing at the OP Cup. And it just, he kept going, and I think he kind of got Corey into it, and Steve, and Andy. And, of course, me, I would rather play the old game any day of the week. Although, on Saturday, AJ and his brother Pat and AJ's son, Zach, came over, and we all played games for 3 or 4 hours. 3 hours, I think. No, 2 hours because I was late getting back here. But they stayed for a little while. We had a lot of fun. Josh says, major blood pressure issues. Lots of doctor visit, but I'm almost back to normal. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Josh. My wife's been struggling with some blood pressure issues too, so I know how tough that can be. Goof says, I could do some legacy ones. I wrote a script for a 5-minute battle site primer, and I'm working on a learn to play rule insert and Doug Taylor style deck with a quick 1-page rule sheet for new players. That'll be awesome. Cameron said, so what am I here for? Cameron, you're here to tell us. You like the legacy or the new stuff better? Andrew says, Tars has his own tier below F tier now. Andrew. Corey had a deck that he thought was going to make Tars playable, but he's struggling with it. It was a good deck. It ought to play better. I'm not sure. He's working on it, but I don't know if he's going to be able to revive it or not. And the goofs. Andrew, Robert, you and I are trying to get OP content out there for folks. Yep. Got 4 of us right now. And there's Merlin. John says, get better soon, Josh. Absolutely. Bazinga. Yeah. And there's Merlin now, Game Master. Joe says, I'm looking for a chance to play for a character to play in Ohio. Is it Tars? It is Tars, Joe. You should definitely play Tars. since you gave up on the Invisible Man. Merlin says, Tars is immensely playable. I'm getting sick of this Tars hate. What have you got against Martians? I would love to see Tars Tarkus on a winning deck. I've struggled to do it. Hey, Doug, how are you? Doug Taylor has joined the group. I love Tars Tarkus. I love the character. I love the character in the set. And I just wish I could find a nice deck for him. Howard says, it's like playing checkers versus chess. So much more depth and breadth in Legacy. Hopefully when the new sets land, they'll add some variety and depth. I hate playing any heroes. Howard, I 100% agree. I don't know. Maybe not quite as chess to checkers, but it's awfully close, isn't it? The battle site brings in so much more strategy to the game, so much more that you can do. But we're all having fun with the modern game, right? We had a great time in Houston. A lot of that was because of Chris Rice and Robert putting it on such a good tournament. But we had fun playing those characters, mixed in with our Legacy guys. Most decks had one of the new characters on it. I don't think anybody played a whole bunch of new characters, but it was all right. I was working up a deck for the OP Cup. I'm trying to get Nor to play, and I don't think it's got any of the modern characters on it. We'll see. Nor's built like 3 decks already, I think. We'll see what he does, but I really love playing the classic games so much better. I think part of that is because of the Marvel characters. There are very few DC characters that I'm trying to play. I played Neron down there in Florida in AOL last year, so I think I kind of got him out of my system. Says, I have a Tars Max 7 deck that's been a lot of fun and has more wins than losses. That's interesting. I'd like to see that. John says, Tars is fine, but not every character can be a tournament superstar. That might be the best way to look at it, John. Yep. Andrew says, a lot of brilliant minds concocting decks, and we never see Tars succeed. So, it's hard to argue with that, Andrew. Cameron says, as you know, I still have those Legacy cards that David sent me years ago, and I need to get some of the new cards. Andrew says, it is what it is. Yeah, we need battle sites, says Martin. Welcome to the chat, Martin. James, any ideas on how to do a modern battle site without doing it the same? Yes, our buddy Joe Peters has a pretty nice battle site idea that he's kicked out there. Chris, I like a lot of modern characters better. Just take the high threat level for some. Marcel has joined the chat. He must have heard us talking about him. John says, I do like winning or losing to a single... I do like not winning or losing to a single broken event, though. I hope the modern events don't become too strong. Yeah, that was one thing Coy brought up last Friday. So I'm going to go over these events and see if there's anything anybody's missed. I don't think there's anything there. They're just... I don't even know that they're balanced. Just, you got to put 4 extra cards in your deck just to make the deck legal to play one event. I don't know that it's worth it. We shall see what he comes up with. Josh says, just remember, future Overpower has battle sites. Martin says, really? I don't think future Overpower has battle sites, does it? Hey, Ben, how are you? Both are great, but it's hard to be playing the Legacy characters. Yep, I agree. Hey, Stefan, how are you? While I definitely miss battle sites, I certainly don't miss seeing Spawn and Scarlet Witch round after round after round. Yes, totally agree with that. What is that? Billy Pearson, how are you? Anybody play Marvel Snap, the new Marvel Digital TCG? Leech is an overpowered card that needed to be nerfed in that game too. I've never played Snap, but I heard that it was pretty fun. John says, I'd love to play Batman, but Overpower's the only place he's not overpowered. I know, isn't that crazy? Every other game, they made sure Batman was a very strong character. But Overpower kind of missed that one. Howard says, bringing in the modern characters into Legacy makes Legacy even more fun. Merlin says, Batman Detective with the 221 Baker Street home base is not too bad. That's true. The problem is most people don't have the Batman Detective card. And the new guys don't even know what it is. Goof says, there aren't many combat brute force modern pairings available right now, especially in a TARS John Carter deck. That last spot doesn't have a lot of options yet. 100% agree. TARS and John Carter almost have to be played together, and it doesn't leave you anything. James says it has battlegrounds, not sites, but same thing. Game Master says same, but different. Yusuf said, I had fun playing against all those characters I never saw before at Houston. Yeah, and it opens up a whole new world, don't it, Yusuf? There's just so much there that's untapped in the modern game. Hopefully, they'll get a Marvel license and we get those characters into our new game. James says, any character suites, but battle sites had the fun factor and you could choose which card for that character. And Josh says, future Overpower with battle sites hasn't happened yet. It's a future to strive for. Okay. Well, we'll call it into existence if we have to, Josh. Because I would love it. I think it's kind of probably too late. I don't know how they could retcon them in without the little codes. But we shall see what the future holds. Been playing around with some modern decks, trying to get ready for the regional. But I think I'm running out of ideas of real competitive decks. Billy says, do we have a solid idea of what the future Overpower sets are going to have in them? I'm behind on my Overpower news. Goose says, Legacy has so much depth, but then 5 of the top 8 decks had Spawn, 4 had Scarlet, and 4 had Doctor Strange. Yeah, the Legacy was probably had overpowered characters, just like the new game. And when you put them all together, only a handful shake out to be in the top decks, right? Bill, there are, well, we know we got the Few and the Curse coming up, we got Skybound, and we got Top Cow. Beyond that, there hasn't been anything officially announced, I don't believe. Although I think I heard somewhere that they did sign another property. And I'm surprised they didn't announce it if they have it signed. James says, original Power waited longer to bring in battle sites. Yeah, I think they brought them in shortly after they created them. When they added IQ to the Marvel characters, I think they said, hey, what are we going to do with all these old character cards that are no longer good? Oh, I know, let's do this thing here and call it battle sites. Marcel says, I think NAOL should create a promo set of new set characters, battle site, ERB, Skybound, and the Few and Cursed. However, only put 4 characters per site. New specials are powerful. The problem with battle sites in ERB is that so many characters have 1 per decks, 3 or 4 1 per decks. So you don't have a whole lot to choose from. Josh says, step 1, make unique activator cards that list which specials for that character you can use in your site. No codes needed. He says, there's no way they'll ever reintroduce battle sites. You don't name something battlegrounds if you intend to have battle sites someday. That's a good point. I don't think they do have any intention of bringing them back. Unique activators would be cool, says Billy. Howard says, what battle sites give you that any characters never will is choice when the activator is in your hand. Any heroes are solely based on when they are drawn. Yeah, it's nice having that activator and choosing which card to go get. Billy says, oh really, another property could be huge. It's not a huge one from what I understand, but I don't even know if it could be its own set. I'd have to dig into it a little bit more, but to be honest with you, it was an IP that I wasn't all that interested in, so I have not looked into it at all as far as how big a set they could make it. The Goof said they have no intentions to bring battle sites back in a couple of their town halls. It'd have to be an NAOL thing. Yeah, I agree, Goof. I don't think they have any intention. Game Master says, so how many boxes will we have to crack of Skybound to unlock the full set in time for last regional nationals? I'm sorry, Game Master, I'm not sure exactly what you're asking there. John says, Sean showed a video clip of an interview from PAX. I think he let slip the boys were signed. I heard that happened, that the boys were signed. But I would think Joe would have announced it by now. Maybe he's waiting for Marcel to do another live stream so he can announce it on his show. Bolts and Blade, how are you? Is it possible battle sites weren't introduced in this first set because they wanted to be mindful of the new players, trying to make sure that they're not introducing too many concepts at once? That would be a great reason not to do it, but it is not the reason they chose. They just have no intentions of bringing battle sites into the game. Game Master says, can you search your battle site at any time with an activator in your hand, asking for a friend? Technically, I believe the rules are you can search even if you don't have an activator at any time. You can pick it up and look at it and see what you got there. Kind of a blurry line. Would you pick it up and try to bluff your opponent and make them think you have an activator? I don't know. Marcel says, I personally will say I am more looking forward to the Phil Miller OP Cup than the first regional personally. Marcel, I would be the same way if I was playing in the Cup. But I'm going to be running it, so I cannot play. I came back from Houston with a deck idea, and now I won't be building it. Oh, there's Jessica. Hi, Jessica. She said they did announce it in Columbus at the regional. Did they? All right. I don't remember. I'll take your word for it, probably, because I know you wouldn't make something up. Josh says no battle sites in modern Overpower. Future Overpower is different. I love it, Josh. Game Master will have to crack packs quickly in order to view all the characters and their specials to brew in time. Yes. I'm hoping they get that new website up soon, right? And spoil all of those cards so that we can start at least trying to build some things. I know there's not even the playtest cards are exact. I mean, they've already made changes to the playtest cards, so we can't even build with the playtest cards. Yep, I got you, Jessica. I knew what you meant there. Howard says, like your battle side idea, Goat. Let's chat. Okay. Marcel says, Legacy just feels more strategic and fun. Modern feels volatile. Yeah. I mean, I want to play the game. I want to play the modern game. But if AJ called me up or sent me a text and said, you want to play cards today? Let's just play Legacy cards. I would 100% say, let's do it. I like a lot of the characters in ERB, but it's just not quite the same. I'm just struggling with it right now. That doesn't mean I'm not going to try and be competitive at the regional in June, especially since I can't play in the OP Cup the next day. So I got to take out all of my competitiveness at that regional. And I was sitting here waiting for 7 o'clock to arrive, going through my cards, building a deck. I'm going to make a lot of announcements probably this week. Let me ask you guys something. I don't like making 1 or 2 posts a day on the Facebook, and I need to start putting stuff in Discord. But does it bother you if I was to make 2 or 3 different posts in the same day about things like our weekly schedule of what we plan to do between now and June, and then come back an hour later and throw something up about Overpower Adventures? I just feel like I don't like seeing my post back to back. Chris Rice says, I definitely remember them saying the boys in Ohio. All right. James says, it was fun to see if I could get everyone to admit it before it slipped. Yes. Yeah. I mean, Joe's doing better, but he does like to spoil things. John says, correlation should probably be similar to the ERB set. So 2 or 3 boxes should be functionally complete. 1 box probably gets you 80%. Yeah, you shouldn't have to open too much to get playable cards. Wow, you guys are keeping that chat going. Thank you. Josh says, I'm sure we'll have set spoilers before the cards are in hand. Just wait for all the endless rules debate to come. Man, won't that be awful. James says, I like how modern more unexplored. If I wanted to play Legacy, I'd just play in customs, but I know that's not for most. Goose says, from my new player's eyes, modern feels streamlined and like each round matters. Characters are under threat. Modern feels slow and plodding until one round blows everything up. That's an interesting concept. Game Master says, spam the chat. Okay. I'll post away maybe. 2 to 3 a day would be excessive, says James. Yeah, I kind of think so too. Yusuf says, no bother, just summarize in your weekly videos. All right, I'll drop one on you right now, Yusuf. Between now and the regional, every Tuesday in May and June in Columbus will be modern events only. Fridays will be classic or legacy events. And if you want to play on Saturdays, we can make that open. We got to get ready. I don't want any slackers saying they didn't have time to get ready for the regional. Hey, John says better to post them separately because the conversation doesn't get mixed up. Howard says we need content, Doug, so post away. Okay, Howard, I'll do it. I liked how Josh responded to the post about this video on, I don't know which page it was on, one of the Facebook pages. And when I went back to look at it later, there were like 20 comments. Or maybe it was 14 comments and 20 likes. So, Greg Costa says, modern is greater than legacy. Greg, I think you're biased. The Goose says, legacy very strategic, and squandering your resources punishes you a lot more. Choices are strategic over the course of the game, whereas modern feels more tactical. Okay? I like hearing this, guys. You're helping me a lot. Cameron says, I'm about to watch Grand Sumo highlights. Since today was day 1 of the May tournament. Okay. Chris says, definitely like separate posts for different topics. I don't mind seeing multiple posts a day. Yeah, I'll try and keep the post topical. James says, but if you did post on different pages on the same day, we all overlap. That's not overbearing. Yeah, I try to post the NAOL stuff on the NAOL page. And I put the stream up on both pages. I wish we could get the NAOL page to have as many members as the regular Overpower page. The Goof says, my second take, slow and plodding, then explosive, was for Legacy. I mistyped. Yeah, I know what you meant. Hello, nobody. Finally, Superman, Omni-Man, and Homelander on the same team. Yeah. I don't think anyone was asking for that, Marcel. You're right. Gamer says, don't forget to hit the like button, everyone. Keep the content growing. Yes, thank you. That would be great. You're really going to make me do 6-hour round trip on a Tuesday. Yes, I do need to practice for that regional. But we could always do it on a Tuesday. I know a lot of guys are wanting to come and spend a Saturday learning a little bit of the Legacy, the battle sites. So we may do a couple events for that. We'll do a Legacy Learn to Play Day, learn your battle sites better, and maybe do a Modern Learn to Play Day. I'm really trying to wait until I have the Few and Cursed to do a Learn to Play date on the Modern game. But I don't know if I can wait that long, because some of those guys may want to play in the regional, local guys. So we shall see if I can. It's all going to depend on Felipe and if he can get us those cards early. And Merlin says Homelander's a wuss. And John says post early and often. All right. Billy says, is there any kind of digital version of the game on the horizon? That could maybe reach a lot more potential players. I know somebody posted on YouTube years ago that they were developing one. When they first announced the original Kickstarter, that was on there. If they'd hit a certain dollar amount. I don't know where it stands right now. Merlin's asking the Goof, hey, did your card come yet? Oh, you guys did a mail order trade maybe? Yeah, it'll show up. You know, U.S. Postal Service is awful. And it's not even as bad as the Canadian one right now, right? Greg says, I might be a little biased. What do you mean you might be? For me, Legacy is better for coming up with crazy deck concepts and ideas. Modern isn't there yet, but once we get a few more sets, Modern might be more fun for deck building. We're pulling for you, Greg. Absolutely. The Goof says, it'll come, no worries. Cross-border often has hiccups. Yeah. James says, you guys going to drive up for a Wolverine event? I know those guys would love to meet the Columbus family. They are NAOL now. You know what? I didn't look to see how far up in Michigan those guys are. I should look into that. And look at their schedule and see what they got planned. Maybe we could ride up there. John says, I think those three are already something like 65 points. I have to assume Homelander will be one of the higher threats from his set. Yes. And Ricky says, Tabletop Simulator. Billy talking about the online version. Man, I forgot all about the Tabletop Simulator. That's the Zach V version. James says, if they base the boys off just the comics, that's a very odd place for the game. I totally agree, James. Josh says, in all seriousness, I would say it's not a good comparison when you take one single Modern set versus multiple years worth of Legacy cards. Howard says, they are in Howell, Michigan. Howard, that don't help me a whole lot right now. I don't know where Howell, Michigan is. But I'll look into it. James says, Wolverines are about 45 minutes from me, so just over 4 hours for you guys. Yeah, that's a bit of a trip. 4 hours up and 4 hours back. There have been days we've been that desperate to do crazy things, though, right? Billy says, oh, there is a Tabletop Simulator version. Does it have the new sets included? Ricky, I'll let you answer that because I haven't been on the tabletop simulator ever. Half an hour north of you, and your rivals in Ann Arbor. Aha! The NAOL will be officially releasing a tabletop simulator mod in the coming months. Really? That's interesting. All right. It will have the new cards. Wow, that's impressive. Okay. You heard it here first, guys. NAOL is going to launch a tabletop simulator with all the new cards in the coming months or to weeks. Josh says Modern needs time to grow. Once we get a few more sets to mix and match, it'll feel more like we're used to. Yes. Like I said, I'm just trying to help get them to the Marvel license. John says, Doug, 4 hours would be a normal commute in Texas. You got that right. Oh, man. James, now I got to get my computer back up. We'll be, James is asking, will it be all new and old cards? Will be all new and old cards. I would imagine they're going to put them all in there, right? They're going to do it right. There we go. Howard says all cards. It's going to make it a whole lot easier for guys to play online. Did I misunderstand, or was NAOL teasing support for local play? Wolverine seemed to suggest it was coming. What? Howard, I'll leave that answer to you. Josh says Marvel license would be huge. DC also deserves a good set. I agree, Josh. And if they get that Marvel license, I bet DC will be knocking on the door wanting to do a set also. Ricky said there's still some untapped potential in Modern with just this one set. Ricky. He's trying to come up with something tricky. Tricky Ricky. See what he brings to Columbus. Billy says that would be awesome if that actually happens. People could maybe play test over the internet with each other for upcoming tournaments. Yep, it sounds like it's coming. James says, yeah, Howard is one who knows. I don't know how. Well, there he goes. An announcement is coming, probably next week. Need to still clear a couple things. Okay. Wow, that's interesting. I'll have I can't wait to see what that might be. James says, I think Howard said store level support or something. Huh. Okay. Joe, Ricky and I have tested Modern on Tabletop Simulator. It works well enough. All right, there we go. Next week, that's LRG talk. Michigan is a trial group, so if it works in Michigan, they may expand some NAOL stuff. Okay. Are all the players up there in Michigan, they're old players coming into the new game? So they got all the old cards to play? John says, I still want my Hanna-Barbera set. Pouts and hold breath like a toddler. Oh my gosh, Hanna-Barbera. Would that get us Johnny Quest? Is he part of the Hanna-Barbera? If he is, I might be in on that. I'm not sure. All right. So we got a Modern play schedule out Tuesday nights here in Columbus. If anybody wants to show up, we may start streaming some of those. I'm not really sure yet. A lot of the guys will probably be practicing for the regional and won't want their games on stream, but we shall see. Our Friday night games, we could stream those, but those guys are probably practicing for the OP Cup and won't want to stream those. So I will talk to them. And Howard says, yes, they are a Legacy First group that we are expanding to include Modern cards. And James says, 2 weeks ago we played a 4-player free-for-all, 3-stat up to mission control skirmish. Okay. There's some fun sets in there up to mission control. Right now, I kind of agreeing with Ricky. There's still a little bit of untapped stuff in this set, but I just don't know if it's stuff that'll hold up to the Woo Witch. Uh-oh. Who's that? Jay Lolly? Hot take. An unknown new team will make a name for themselves in Ohio in June. An unknown new team. Okay. I love it. You want to give us a clue where that team might be from? Because we would love to see it happen. And John says, Space Ghost, Herculoid, Scooby-Doo, and so many more. Come on, guys. Space Ghost, Herculoids, and Scooby-Doo. I am down. Take my money now. James says he's having fun up there in Michigan. The Goof says the Woo Witch has already fallen. You think? Ricky says, I would like to try a legacy skirmish. Josh says, middle-age angry mob, first place deck. Interesting. Okay. I don't know that the Woo Witch has fallen just because the Woo Witch didn't win the Nats. Is that what you mean, Goof? I mean, Ricky still made a strong run, right? James says, I have 2 of those 3 characters in customs. Who do you have? The Herculoids and Space Ghost? I bet it's Space Ghost and Scooby-Doo. That's what I'm going to go with. What we need the most is Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Ricky, I think you're dreaming there. I don't even know who those clowns are. Yes, I know the name. John says, all Max 6 Modern wins second Nats, the hottest of hot takes. Josh says, Little Mob is my favorite character in the set. Baby Mob is what I like to call him. That's what Jessica, I think, named him. And the Game Master says, the Woo Witch slipped but not fallen. That's what I'm thinking. Jolly says, oh, also thank you for having amazing prices on Overpower. My order shipped today. Hey, thanks for ordering from us. Which one did you order? Because I shipped out a couple Overpower orders today. 4 starters or 2 booster boxes? And I'll track you down. I'll see where you're from. Oh, what? Yeah, I shipped out 4 starters to 1 order and 2 booster boxes. If you got the booster boxes, I did remember to include 2 tournament packs for you. Woo Witch is very strong, that's no question, but the speed decks showed they could go toe-to-toe with them, and I could see there being other good archetypes, says the Goof. James says, I think we got a Herculoids or one was made. I love the Herculoids. As a kid, I loved that commercial, or that cartoon. Ricky says, Baby Mob, do. Josh says, Baby Mob rules. Play all their specials on 1 turn and then let them go. Chris says, I'm a fan of all mob cards. I like how you keep getting them signed by people. They send them back. Scooby, I forgot if it was just Van or if you got made 2. Starter decks. Bucks County, PA. All right, yep, those starter decks, they went out UPS, I believe, right? And UPS picked them up this afternoon. So, Pennsylvania, you may get them tomorrow. I don't remember who bought the booster boxes. Right now, I have a 33% chance of playing Mr. Hyde in June, just so you know. I'm not ready to give up on Mr. Hyde. And James says, I want one of the mod original arts. Yeah, there's a lot of cool art. for the Angry Mob. I love how they don't really even just look like a game. It's just a mob, and it can mean so much. Yep. Goof says, Baby Mob is incredible. I feel if you stack them with other big, speedy characters, you could overwhelm a Woo Witch, but only time will tell. Cameron says, I still need to get myself the new cards. Josh says, 7 multi, 7 strength, 4 make an additional, 3 make 2 additional, at +2, 2 multi. How can you not love that? Yeah, the Baby Mob. I'm surprised nobody's played them for 16 points. You almost have to play a 16-point character to make these decks legal, right? What? Chris says, I have the original art for Mob 7 coming. That's awesome. John said, Hyde is very good for 16, so is Baby Mob. I got a feeling you guys are messing with me. Are you just giving me a warning that Baby Mob is going to make an appearance at the regional in June? I would love to. I can't wait to see what you guys are coming up with. I think most players that aren't playing the Woo Witch, like Ricky's probably, if he came with the Woo Witch, everyone would say, okay, I kind of expected that. But I don't think most players are going to show up at the regional with a Woo Witch deck that hasn't already been playing it. Everybody seems to be on the track of, I want to build something that'll beat the Woo Witch. I want to build something that will beat the deck that Andrew played at the Nats. So right now, I think our game is kind of unique in that we're not a lot of copiers. Everyone's just trying to build the meta. But we shall see. Hey, Ray, are you listening in on the chat? You probably won't be. Ray Tan, my buddy, who is big into Star Wars Unlimited, is playing over in Europe somewhere. And on Sunday, he needed to go 4-0, or Saturday, 4-0 to come back to make the top 8 on Sunday. He never did tell me if he did or not. No, I'm just wondering. All right, Ricky says, I'm switching it up more than likely. Okay, Ricky, but none of us would blame you if you showed up with the Woo Witch. Just saying. Josh says, Baby Mob has some of the most venture per specials of all characters in the set. Number 1 is, of course, the 3 Musketeers. Yep. Corey and I were talking about the Musketeers on Friday. Chris Rice says, I play Baby Mob all the time and made top 8 with them. Did you have Baby Mob on your Zeus deck? Is that what you did? Because I know I didn't play you that day. And Josh says, yep, Chris gets it. James says, if the Wolverines show up, they are going to play so different than everyone else there. All right. I'm sure they'll come down for that one, right? I'll have to reach out to them. John says, I played Mob with Hercules and Cthulhu with Hyde and back with just the lockout. It was just short of big tournament viable. I like it. James says, I don't know if it will get it, but it was a fun new style. The Goof says, you'd often need to give up a surefire Reaper defense if you play Baby Mob. So that's the scary part with those decks. Yeah, there's just not enough Reaper defense. Andrew, there we go. I think I made a deck that can beat the Woo Witch pretty reliably. It dunks on 95% of decks via venture and big hits. Andrew, are you guys coming to Columbus? Or are you going to save all your goodness for the regional right there in your own hometown? Cameron said, did you just mention Star Wars Unlimited? This is an Overpower podcast. Yeah, I know. I talk about a lot of stuff on here. My buddy Ray is really big in the Star Wars Unlimited. And, you know, every once in a while I talk about Bo Jackson Battle Arena, too. Did you see that one-of-one King Griffey card out of the Bo Jackson set just sold for like $72,000 over the weekend? Woo! Big dollars. I'd like to see some Overpower cards get up in that number. Hey, Andy, how are ya? Yeah, Woo Witch is best against KO pressure. If you don't care about KO, you can just play big numbers and win. Man, it seems the best way to beat the Woo Witch combo is you got to hit them hard and you got to hit them fast before they can draw the two shift cards, right? James says they want to come out. I think they will come to Columbus. They better. And the Dark Clown says, exactly, Andy. At least two of them, says James. I hope so. I hope the whole group comes down. Doug says, Star Wars Unlimited before Bo Jackson. I know. What are the odds that would happen? Bo would be disappointed in me. By the way, I guess I should tell everybody. Nora and I opened some football boxes last week. And the very first pack he opened, he got a Bo Jackson autograph. And unfortunately, it was not the Bo Jackson. It was Bo Jackson who plays running back for the Ohio State Buckeyes. And Nora told me who this Bo Jackson's dad is, and it's not the Bo Jackson, it's somebody else. And I didn't recognize the name. Nora's going to be really mad at me for not remembering it. But yeah, I finally got a Bo Jackson autograph. But it's not the Bo Jackson I want yet. Goof says, I like my Baby Mob with Tars, John Carter on the front line, but Three Musketeers, Baby Mob, Poseidon, Color Splash, and Reaper isn't going to do much anyways. Interesting. Josh says, Star Wars needs to be a bit more limited. Joe says, I think I'm the only Seattle guy coming to Columbus, but I might still not make it. Oh, Joe, well, I hope you make it. Andrew says, I think all of us from Seattle are waiting until September with new fresh meta. Not a ton want to travel for same card pool. I understand if you can't come to Columbus and win, you might as well just stay there in Seattle, right? I get you, Andrew. Yeah, I'm trying to goad you into showing up. That's all I'm saying. Karen says, also, I needed to get into some other games that you mentioned. Yeah, there's so many good games out right now. I just hope Overpower can crack through. Chris says, my skirmish deck was Baby Mob, and it was pretty good. Jay Lolly, Seattle should travel to Ohio to see the meta coming with the current pool. Oh, man. I love it. I can't wait to see what you guys are bringing. Are you guys playing anyone online, or are you just staying in your local group so no word gets out? Any Muggsy Bogues autos? Asked James. I have not seen any Muggsies. Gotta go. Have a great evening, everyone. Thanks for tuning in, Howard. We'll see you soon. Game Master says, gotta find something that beats Woo Witch and the chain decks. Yeah, that's a challenge, right? You can beat one and struggle against the other. Chris says, I screwed up by putting 10 too many cards in it. James says, you got Burger King Jackson. Yeah. But it was fun. His dad may not be the Bo Jackson, but he is from the Ohio State University. You got that right, Doug. I was happy to have it. It's sitting in the store, laying right out for everyone to see. Billy says, what would you recommend for the best way to brush up on the rules? I mainly played OP back in the 90s, even got to compete in the 2000 Midwest Regionals, the last official competitive pro season. Join the Facebook NAOL page. You can get all the rules updates there. There is a file shared there with all the rules. And feel free to post questions. You'll get quick answers on that page. And it is all directly related to the NAOL. On the main Facebook Overpower page, you can ask questions there too for sure, but it's not NAOL centric. So you're going to get a lot of replies that may not actually be right because they're trying to tell you rulings for the modern game. Chris says, Cthulhu, Baby Mob, Hercules, and Hyde. Yeah, everyone seems to like that one. Jalali says Ohio and Seattle going down. Okay, bring it on. Doug says the best thing you can do is watch games online. Jalali says definitely not playing online. Too many secrets. Yep. Yeah, if you go online, we'll get out. John says maybe that promo for NAOL will hit some big numbers. It's going to be pretty small printing. Everyone should attend all the NAOL events to get it. We've already had 2 events. We have 7 total in the NAOL, so there's 5 left. You attend 4 or more, you will get a complete set of the non-foil NAOL promos, and they are pretty amazing. We are working on some things. There's a lot coming up. We're giving away, I believe it's 10 of the 5 multi non-foils at every NAOL event. What we're going to do with the rest of them, I'm really not sure yet. I should have asked before Howard signed off if we're going to give them away at some other event. But there is a lot going on, and you guys just need to show up to these NAOL games, have some fun, and get some really cool promos. Just showing up gets you the promo, or you got to play. So show up and play. I think the non-foils have got to be worth $100 to $200 a piece, right? That should help with your expensive. Josh says, Ohio gang throwing down the gauntlet against the Seattle Slayers. Yep, we are. Ricky says, watch videos from tourneys with commentary. The NAOL has been streaming a lot of their games. A lot of them are right here on our channel, the Overpower Adventures. I try to attend and live stream as many as I can. Game Master said, I had the baby mob deck, just couldn't hold up to the chain decks. Ricky says, anyone take you up on that Houston foil, Doug? I did get my 7 foil from Houston. I am not at liberty to say who, and I don't really want to go into the details, but we had a nice negotiation. Traveling Goose says, Secrets feels like such a legacy thing when so many decks are basically the same, and changing out one card or one character made the difference. It led to all the secret deck list and such. Billy says, Doug, I thought that too. I've actually been doing that. That's how I found out about the channel. Thing is, I can't help but feel like I'm still missing things. Thanks for your help, guys. You are still going to miss things. I mean, there just no way you can get caught up without the hands-on, actually playing the games, playing guys that are playing with guys that have been doing it a little bit longer. They pretty much know the rules and can get you up to speed. That's the best way to do it, is in person. And then it's just reps, constantly playing. And James says, I have a really good idea about giving away 1 foil to a random. Yeah, the foils, I think they made it pretty clear from the beginning it's only going to be the top 8. And they're not going to deviate from what they said they were going to do with all the cards. So it's kind of nice that you know how cards are going to be distributed. You're not going to be able to, if you're not at the event, you're not going to get one in the mail unless you make a trade. But we are going to destroy, the NAOL is going to destroy all the cards that we don't give away. And I'm hoping to do it live on the stream and just shred them all. We shall see if that part happens. We just want to show you guys that we mean it when we say we're only giving away X number, and then after that, they're done. Game Master says Discord for LRG. Yeah, if you want to learn to play the modern game, get on that Discord for the LRG. You can get all your questions answered there. You can play some games online in the Discord. And Ricky says experience is the only true way to learn. It is the best way for sure. Just play games over and over and over again. The better competition you play, the better you will become. And Andy says, don't be afraid of messing it up. You can always learn the rules better. Need a mini Mount Doom to throw the extra promos into. Sorry, Andy, I thought that was going to be one comment. We do need a mini Mount Doom to throw the extra promos into. That would be cool. Yeah, you're just playing for fun. So if you make a mistake, you know what? Shuffle them up and do it again. James says, yeah, I hate that aspect, but I've learned to respect. There's always that point in the game you got to understand you can't have them all. Billy says, thanks again for all your help, guys. I really appreciate it. Anytime. Where are you located? Maybe we can find a group that's playing near you. And you guys out there in PA, you are more than welcome to come to Columbus at any time and hang out and play. Like I said, we play Tuesdays and Fridays. We're always down to add a Friday or a Saturday or a Sunday afternoon to the schedule of playing Overpower. Traveling Goose says, yep, experience is king. Marcel, Andrew, Doug, everyone agrees. I played 10 games before one tourney and went 1-6. Played 30-ish, went 4-4. League of Brazil plays 50 plus with one deck and always hits top 8. Yeah, those Brazilians are trying awfully hard too. Keith says we have a legacy channel on the LRG Discord. I did not know that. We chat about it every day. Rules, ideas, builds, etc. You're in Chicago. Okay. Yeah, there's a few players in the Chicago area. Eric Counts is there, and he's usually in the chat. He hasn't showed up this week. But maybe can find you some Chicago players, especially if you go on the Discord. The Discord is huge. It's got more players than the Facebook has. The Facebook page says it's got 1,000 people, but it doesn't have 1,000 active people in it. The Discord is way more active. Yep, there we go. I got a perfect 0-9 record in Modern, says James. Oh, man. Cameron Cam BW is his screen name on Discord. Hit him up. James says, bugs in Chicago. Josh says, Doug, we've been discussing new Beyonder deck ideas on Discord and the Legacy channel, something you know a lot about. I do enjoy playing a good Beyonder deck. And a good one is White Queen with the X-Babies and a 3-stat Magneto in reserve. Sean Sawyer, he likes to play one with Mr. Fantastic. So, yeah, Beyonder's fun. Jessica tried to play him in Houston without running the KO event. And she went 4-3. And I think in the game she lost, said she really wished she had the KO event. So he's fun because he can play everybody's specials. You don't have to worry about somebody dying. James says, get on the Discord. We can definitely get you hooked up with the Chicago players. Yep, definitely. I am not a big Discord user, but it does have a lot of people there. Yeah, there you go. That's the same as me. It says, never really used Discord. Where do I get an invite to the one you are all talking about, the NAOL Facebook page? That's the thing. I don't know how to join Discord pages without an invite. I don't know how that works. Goof says, have other Beyonder decks done well other than White Queen, X-Babies, and 3-stat Magneto? Sean's done reasonably well with his Mr. Fantastic deck. I don't think it's been as successful as the White Queen Magneto. he don't get to play near as many tournaments as the White Queen Magneto has appeared in. But I'm not sure. I don't know of any other Beyonder decks that have seen a lot of play. Game Master says the Discord invite is on the LRG's website. This may sound weird, but is it just... I don't even know what their website would be anymore. They're going to be putting up a new one soon, right? Who says if you go to overpowercardgame.com, the Discord link plus invite is on there. There we go. Overpowercardgame.com. Then you can get onto the Discord. Discord is kind of intimidating at first, but you'll get used to it and you'll be able to navigate it. And like I said, it's very, very active. So you can find out, get all your questions answered on there. Oh, Josh says, I played Beyonder and Bullseye in Seattle 2024. I do remember that. I can't remember who you had with him, though. But I know you played Corey, right? The Beyonder really isn't worth playing if you're not running the KO event, I don't think. He's just too many points. And doesn't really bring anything to the table if you're not running the KO event. He has no specials of his own. But boy, that KO event makes him pretty powerful. Because your opponent's going to lose somebody and you're not going to lose any cards at all. So. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. We've done it for an hour. And I need to go home and eat some dinner. Oh, there we go. I'm going to read Joe's comment before I take off. He said, I got top 4 at Champ of Chance with Hobgoblin, Beyonder, and a couple of other characters. Yes, you did. That was awesome. The Game Master said it's like a second job sometimes trying to keep up with all the comments. They're so active. Yeah. Hey, Steve. Classic all day. I agree, 100%. Chris says, have a great week. You too, my friend. I will see you soon. Josh said he played Beyonder, Bullseye, X-Babies, and 3 Grid Black Widow. Really fun deck. Hell's Kitchen Battle Site. I love the Black Widow. I wish I could fit her on a team. Marcus says, thanks for all you do. Hey, thanks for tuning in. You guys are awesome. You have a great week, and we will all get together soon, all right? Thanks, guys. And don't forget to hit that like button on the way out, okay? I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.